Hey everybody, it's me, Bobby. Thanks for joining me here for another episode of What the Fish. Today's field trip day, so we're headed out to Mesa, Arizona to visit my friend Joe, who owns a store called the Chlorophyll Corner. As you can tell by the name, the Chlorophyll Corner specializes in everything green. Freshwater plants, saltwater macroalgae, planted tanks, natural systems, vivariums, terrariums, even exotic terrestrial plants like orchids and aroids. If it's green, it's in the store. Joe's currently expanding from the location he's in now to a bigger space next door, which is scheduled to open sometime in May. So let's take a trip out to Mesa and visit Joe, see where he's at with putting this store together, and get a sneak peek at what the locals here in Arizona are soon going to be treated to. See you in Mesa. Okay guys, field trip time today. We are here outside in the parking lot at the Chlorophyll Corner, a store that's here in Mesa, Arizona, that is owned by a couple of friends of mine, and they do a lot of freshwater, saltwater, aquarium plants, all that kind of stuff, as you could tell by the name Chlorophyll. And they are in the process of moving next door to a bigger location. So we are going to go inside and see where they're at and find out what it takes to build and open a store like this. So come on in, let's go. All right, let's go inside and see what Joe's got going on. Hi, Joe.
Oh, hey, Bobby, how are you?
Good, what's going on?
Well, it's time to fill these 40-gallon plant holding tanks. It's a plant island that we've got going on in here.
Very nice. How many you got?
We've got a total of 8 tanks. So it'll give us enough room to have, you know, your Anubiases, your Java ferns, you know, stuff that doesn't require, you know, the soil and stuff, to your high-tech stuff.
Cool.
So,
you have a few minutes to show us around what you have planned for the new store?
Sure, just give me a minute here and let me shut this off. You got it.
All right, so here's the front entrance. So what's going on in here? It's gonna be displays?
Yeah, so this right here, it's an Eheim and Cypria, full setup. We're actually gonna be doing I'm gonna scape it for Tanganyikan cichlids.
Oh, that'll be nice.
Which is pretty cool. And then right next to it, we have our ADA 60P soft coral reef there. That one's been around for about 4 years.
Yep, I remember this from the old store.
Yep. So we decided not to redo it, just to bring it in here, just because people love the little thing there. And then over here, it's just going to be areas, you know, to have our tanks that we're going to have for sale.
Got all these kind of specialty, what are these, ADA tanks?
No, these are Ultimate Nature, actually.
Oh, okay.
We actually move a lot of Ultimate Nature tanks. Beautiful part about these tanks, if you want to zoom in here, is that you've got this nice 45-degree angle bevel cut. It's all nicely done. I mean, you can hardly see the silicone. Super high clarity glass. The stands are phenomenal. They're real wood, which is a lot to say compared to a lot of the manufactured stuff.
Isn't pressboard the industry standard?
It sure is. But you know what? Real wood actually goes a long way, which is nice. On this wall, we're going to have same size tank as this, which is a 120p that I'm going to fully scape. Really cool. Want to throw a little shout out to Siche. They actually donated this mega filter. This is their newest and greatest. Comes with a pre-filter, which is phenomenal. It's also Wi-Fi controllable.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is really neat.
You're a Siche guy, right? You have a lot of Siche stuff.
I'm a Siche, Awaza, and of course Ultimate Nature. And now Eheim, because, you know, we got to rep the Germans. My wife's German, so.
Me too, so where do we go?
There you go. So on this wall, we're going to have a paludarium from Ultimate Nature.
Nice. That
they've donated to the store that Katrin is going to go ahead and just set up full of orchids. So it'll be a beautiful orchid display.
So just for people who don't know, so Katrin, your wife, she's the terrestrial plant person, right?
She is the terrarium and orchid and aroid person here at the store. I mean, she's got over 20 years experience. working with over 7,000 species of orchids.
So we're not just doing underwater stuff here. We're doing terrestrial plants, house plants.
Well, we're doing everything.
Everything.
Anything that has chlorophyll, even macroalgae. So that's the other thing. We're gonna walk into the main room. So this is our grand entrance right here.
Ta-da.
And this is one of the highlights that you'll see as you come in. And this is our Betta wall.
Yeah, this is really cool. This is really cool. So no plastic solo cups.
No Bettas in a cup store, which we're actually registered on the website for the state of Arizona.
There's a registry for Bettas in a cup.
There is. Yeah,
I didn't know that. Okay.
I believe it's called Betta World on Instagram.
Very cool.
And TikTok, I think, too. But anyways, they're individual 2-gallon tanks that have their own filtration individually. Once they're out of quarantine, they will come here to the showroom. The other cool part about this setup is that in the bottom portion, we have these Ultimate Nature bookshelf tanks that are gonna hold approximately 6 female bettas each.
Okay.
As we all know, betta fish, we require a 5-gallon as a minimum per fish. 10 gallons being ideal, so on and so forth, fully planted, full interaction. We want the betta fish to have their best life ever. If you take care of a betta fish, you get 3 to 7 years out of them, which is phenomenal.
Right.
They're not just a fish, they're a pet. And we treat every single animal that is in our store as a pet, not as just an animal in itself.
Yeah, I've had some on my desk at home, and they're just like your little companion as you do your work all day long.
Yes, exactly. And I mean, if people have gone as far as training them, there's such things as Betta Olympics. You can actually YouTube that. It's pretty cool. But getting back to the Betta wall right here, people always ask the questions, well, aren't they going to keep flaring all the time and all that? We're actually getting custom cut inserts that we'll be able to pull in and out so that they do flare at least once a week, because it's healthy for them. You want to get that blood going everywhere, into their fins.
Sure.
But, throughout the rest of the time, they'll have this frosted, divider in between, and then there's going to be polycarbonate tops on there.
That's nice.
So then that way we prevent, jumping from happening, basically.
And these bettas that you're getting are not like run-of-the-mill dog food store bettas, right? These are...
No, I mean, they're not like your big box store betta fish. We actually have been working with a Thai importer for a while now.
So they're coming from Taiwan.
They're from Thailand. Yeah, they're coming from Thailand. Literally, it is, a WYSIWYG. What you see is what you get.
Yep.
We quarantine them still. By the time we get the betta fish to us, they're between 5 to 6 months old, sometimes 8 months old. So they have a full life ahead of them. All right, so this is going to be our invertebrate island. This is going to house Neocaridina and Caridina shrimp, along with snails and other shrimp or invertebrates that we can legally bring into the state of Arizona, because there is obviously certain species of invertebrates that we can bring in. Like, for instance, any of the colored crawfish or anything related to that, we can no longer carry those or have those for sale in the store because of the regulations by U.S. Fish and Wildlife.
Well, I know our Arizona lakes and rivers are overrun with crawfish at the moment.
Yes, and the other thing too that a lot of people don't know is that mystery snails, they're from the apple snail family. They are wreaking havoc in our salt river. I mean, you can see the clusters of the eggs everywhere on the reeds. And that is another reason why we do not carry the mystery snails, is because Arizona Fish and Wildlife actually regulates that as well too. We cannot sell them in stores.
I will post a link, because I do know that there is an organization that goes up and down the Salt River removing those things.
Yes, that is correct.
They are invasive everywhere. They're ruining our beautiful desert rivers. So getting back to the shrimp, the Chlorophyll Corner is kind of known for its shrimp selection.
We are. So we get in pretty much every color of Neocaridina, and also now we'll have pretty much every color of Caridina that we can get, from your standard grade all the way to SSS grade.
That's awesome.
So we'll be able to, supply people with what they want. Obviously, all different experiences in the trade. Sometimes we'll ask questions before people purchase the shrimp from us. We just want to make sure that their environments are appropriate for keeping the shrimp. We don't want somebody to set up a tank and then, literally that same day they add the shrimp and then, they're gonna kill everything.
So that leads me to my next question, because up here we have sort of the presentation stage. You talk about teaching people about how to keep shrimp alive or how to keep plants going. What's going on up there? Is that going to be your spot?
So why don't we walk over there?
It's a little bit of wood.
By the way, this is just a little bit of wood.
Yeah, a little bit of wood.
Not much.
Okay.
But up here, what's going to happen is that I have this little table that is going to be my little scaping dojo. And what I'm going to do up here is I'm actually going to use this to do classes, teach people how to aquascape, teach people how to, set up rock and wood together, how to set up a nature style tank and iwagumi. Aside from that as well too, we're going to do container terrarium classes, building classes. We're going to do paludarium building classes, mossariums, so on and so forth, of everything that we sell and carry here in the store. This entire stage actually is going to be lined up with racks that are going to hold terrariums with frogs, geckos, lizards, and also we're going to have the exotic indoor plants again. We started in the business with the exotic aeroids, and we're going back to our roots again here because we're going to have the space for that.
No pun intended.
No pun intended, exactly.
So aeroids, those are like, let me see.
That's going to be like
Monstera,
philodendrons,
like
exactly, and
I know that.
Theriums.
I got that one.
Yeah, you got that right.
So the thing about our hobby is you can buy the kit, you can buy aquarium, you can buy a heater, you can read the directions, and then everything stops there. So the key piece that's missing to me is the education part. And that's what you're going to be solving up here.
That is correct. I mean,
right? That's the ingredient.
All right, guys. Well, this is our plant island. As we said earlier, it consists of 8 40-gallon breeder tanks. Each has its own individual filtration system. But I think probably one of the coolest highlights on this tank are the bulbs that we're using. We're actually using ONF plant bulbs. By the time I get these tanks filled today, I'll be able to turn on the lights, and it will give enough light and spectrum for all of our plants that we get in. Our plants are imported. We get our plants in from Indonesia. Same thing as our tissue cultures. Everything is fresh. We, at the moment, are getting shipments in on Tuesdays and then on Fridays of every week. So we have literally plants 24/7. If you look at our phone number, it's 888-247-5268. But if you look at it with the letters, it is 888-24-plant.
There you
go.
So
yes, we carry all sorts of plants. This area right here behind me is actually going to be our saltwater section.
So the original Chlorophyll Corner has saltwater, but not huge. This is going to expand on that, right?
We're going to expand on that. There's going to be a 50-gallon lowboy right here filled with different colored macroalgae.
Nice.
Behind you on that wall, there's going to be 2 more 50-gallon lowboys that are going to hold soft coral, long polyp stony coral, and then SPS, or sticks as they're known in the trade. But the rack over here is going to hold fish and invertebrates. So now we have a designated area for that. So we've expanded on that as well too.
So green is saltwater, and then blue is freshwater over there.
Blue's going to be freshwater, yes. And also the green goes, with all the terrariums and stuff that we have here. If you turn around towards this bare wall right now, I'm sure you see these mats or pads that are down here.
Yeah.
So we're going to have RODI and premixed saltwater on tap now. So you'll be able to come in with your jugs and you'll be able to fill them, by yourself.
And behind you here, there's a big hole in the wall. What's this?
There's a big hole in the wall right here. This actually is going to be a big walk-in terrarium.
Nice.
This we're going to, obviously, we still have to waterproof it. We still have to, get all that done. But it's going to have like a living wall everywhere.
So this will be glass in front of
This is going to be glass right here. Then inside, we're going to have, the miniature orchids. We're going to have aeroids. We're going to have begonias, all sorts of plants, jewel orchids and everything, so that you can come in here and you actually make your selection of, the plants that require high humidity. So it's something different, something exciting that, we're able to do now with this bigger space. So this is going to be our freshwater fish section. We've upgraded now. We just had 10 gallons at the other store. Now we have 20 gallons in the bottoms, and then we'll have 10 gallons on top.
And just for fish nerds, these are all individually filtered tanks, right? There's
Yes.
no master system that's running the store.
No, master systems or closed loop systems, at least for me, if you have something going on in one tank, it's going to spread throughout the entire
complete
system.
agreement. That's why I've never liked
You know, I hate seeing signs at stores that say, you know, our system has ick and, you know, buy at your own risk. I don't think that should be something that a customer should have to do to buy and risk their tank.
My own fish room is the same way. Individual, it's more work, but
you know what? At the end of the day, you know, it's you have that feeling of being able to sleep right at night, knowing that I'm not selling, you know, fish that are ill or that haven't been quarantined to our customers. We're actually going to be doing the quarantine here on site now because we do have the space.
Well, let's go take a look at that.
All right, guys, so this is the behind the scenes here at the Chlorophyll Corner. These are all 20-gallon tanks and 10-gallon tanks that we have back here. This is our quarantine section. So when we bring our fish in, they go here first. We quarantine them for approximately a week. If everything looks good after that week, then they get put out to the show floor. This is our saltwater, two 28-gallon saltwater lowboys that actually are going to be our quarantine for corals. So, you know, same thing, you know, once things are ready, they go to the showroom. The other thing that we strive for is for having captive born only. We're doing that with the saltwater side too. So we're going to be carrying products from Sustainable Supply and then also through Betta. So we're going to try to give you the best captive born. That way things aren't impacting the environment, because as we all know, our oceans and our seas are getting destroyed every day.
It's incredibly important.
Yeah, and it's not just by the hobbyists, because a lot of people say, oh yeah, it's the aquarium trade, this and that. It's not just that. Unfortunately, it's everything.
Yeah.
You know, large corporations, large companies, you know, all sorts of oil spills and things. We were talking about this earlier, weren't we, Bobby?
Yep.
You know, and all that, it's just horrible. So we're going to try to provide the best without having to impact, again, our waterways.
And especially saltwater, so captive bred, you don't have to worry as much about parasites
or viruses,
funky
or
viruses,
bacteria, funguses, and everything like that.
Yeah.
It's actually a lot smoother transition than having to quarantine them for 30 days and having to treat them with heavy copper and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Which I do not like doing, because it just takes a lot out of the fish.
Yeah, and to be clear, this part of the store is closed to the public, right? So
yeah,
this isn't like anybody's traipsing around back here.
No.
This is true quarantine.
Yes, this is true quarantine. And then if you pan this way, this is Katrin's playground right here.
Oh, that's right, Mr. White, yo.
Yeah, exactly. This is a 10 by 10 by 6.5 foot grow tent. And this is where she houses, I'm gonna say 75 to 80% of her production of the in-house terrarium plants.
Is there anything in there? Can we?
No, right now it's empty.
Okay,
Yep.
but that's gonna be cool.
Yeah, so next door there's another room next door that has a tent that is full.
So for terrarium people, this is all climate controlled.
Yes, it's going to be all climate controlled. The other cool part about this is that we're actually going to be integrating the large Arius random flow air system by VCA, by Vivid Creative Aquatics.
And before we leave this room, I've got to ask about these.
So these are 310 gallons each. This right here is going to hold our pre-mixed salt water. We're going to be using the RPM Blue from Fritz. And then this right here will have pure RODI, reverse osmosis deionized water. Next to this, we're still going to have two more 300-gallon totes each, so that we can go ahead and still have another 300 gallons of reverse osmosis deionized water, another 300 gallons of pre-mixed salt water.
So these are plumbed through the wall.
We're going to plumb these through the wall,
and then you just come in and open the spigot.
You just open that spigot, you know, and just take it home. You don't have to be, you know, getting a refractometer or setting it, because we have the Milwaukee digital refractometers they'll be at the right specific gravity and the right mix and everything, so you don't have to worry about
Sounds like you thought of everything.
it. We're trying to.
All right, last thing. When's this happening? When are we
So
opening?
our big grand opening is going to be May 2nd and 3rd. I know Bobby's going to be here. He's going to be, doing video on it and everything. It's really cool because we're going to have Fritz here. We're going to have VCA here, Antonio. We're going to have our wood guys that are going to be here.
Is that where you got all that
That's where we get our wood from,
yeah,
exactly.
That's really nice.
And then we're also going to have giveaways and handouts by ZoomEd. CChem is going to be doing a whole bunch of giveaways. We're also going to be raffling out some jewel tanks. We're going to be raffling out some Ultim Nature tanks. Ultim Nature is also going to be providing goods to give away. Aquatic Provisions Foods. I know John is going to be, we're going to be handing out samples of food and everything. We're probably going to be raffling out Chlorophyll Corner t-shirts as well. So we'll have giveaways and raffles. We're going to make the day real fun for all you guys.
That's awesome. And so if you're in Phoenix, Mesa, Chandler, Tucson, Flagstaff, come on down. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yep.
For those of you who are not in Arizona, website is?
It's www.thechlorophyllcorner.com.
And you will be shipping not now, but soon.
Yes, that is correct. So
Soon.
We're actually getting prepared to ship nationally. We're going to be able to ship our shrimp, our betta fish, and dry goods as well. And we're looking at probably 99.9% that we're going to start doing the aquatic plants as well too.
That's
and
amazing.
tissue cultures.
That's going to be amazing. And I heard you'll have some beautiful super red plecos from a great source too.
Yes, that is correct. I think his name is Bobby.
Yeah, he might be. All right, Joe, thank you very much. Can't wait. We'll drop back in a couple of weeks and see how things are going.
Sounds good, Bobby. Hey, thanks for doing this, Bobby.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, thank you everyone for joining me on this field trip to the Chlorophyll Corner. Don't forget, if you're in Mesa, Arizona on May 2nd and 3rd, feel free to stop by, see Joe, see the store. It looks like it's really coming together and it should be a really fun place. That does it for this episode of What the Fish. In the future, I'll be bringing you more Arizona-themed content, visits with local fish keepers, local fish stores, and just anything aquarium related that's going on around the state. That's it for now, and remember, if you don't go to this grand opening, what the fish?